Cancelled.
Schweezy.
All right, I want to talk about The Flash. No spoilers. No spoilers for The Flash. I literally saw it today as I'm recording this. So I wanted to talk about this. I enjoyed The Flash. I enjoyed this movie. I've been a big proponent of the Snyderverse. I always thought the Snyderverse. I'm a creative person myself, so I really like the Snyderverse because he was doing something different with these DC movies than, like, I don't think anyone would ever even. We're never going to even get close to anything that Zack Snyder attempted at in film again. Like, we're never going to get anywhere close to that. It's going to be, we're going to get DC's version of the MCU, maybe a Chris Pratt No, I swear to God. James Gunn did say that because this Superman Legacy is going to be the first DCU movie. He did say that, and he's like, oh yeah, one character from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is going to make it. One character is going to for sure appear. It's going to be his wife. Harcourt? Yeah, it's Harcourt? Is that? I feel like that's wrong. It's a Jennifer Holland's character. I think it's Harcourt. She was in Peacemaker. She had a brief cameo in Black Adam. She was in the post-credits for Shazam! Fury of the Gods. That movie. Peacemaker, The Suicide Squad. So I guarantee she's gonna be in. The new Superman movie. But I enjoyed liking this. This is basically either this movie or I guess the Aquaman movie is gonna be the finale of the Snyderverse era of DC films. And I thought this movie, what I really thought was going to happen with this movie, okay? What I really thought was going to happen with this movie is, I've read the Flashpoint. I've read that comic, and it's a really good story. If you want to listen to it, really, they based this movie off of that. Kind of at the end of the movie, the timeline's kind of reset. Every time there's the reason why they call it a flashpoint, I think it's because basically the timeline is being reset. And, and what I'll say there is, that's what I thought was going to happen. It's going to reset, and then we're going to be in the James Gunn DCU. We're going to be in that universe. Boy, was I wrong. I thought that was going to happen. It basically kind of went back to the Snyderverse or just fucking DC without anything or whatever. And I totally thought that. And they could have made that happen. Like, they really could have made that work. However, what they did, they had a cameo, very, like, last moment of the film, too. When you see the film, you'll notice. And I think that, for me, like, discouraged. I'm like, I don't think this is the new DCU. Because I think I was expecting at the end of the movie to be like, oh, wow, this is what's going to be the DCU moving forward. The Flash messed up the timeline, so much with those little shenanigans. And, now, for the most part, we're in the DCU. No longer the DCEU, the DCU. James Gunn and Peter Safran's DC. So they may change it, but, because I thought they were going to show a new Batman. I mean, they kind of did. But, and I thought that was going to show the casting of who this new Batman was going to be. That's what I thought I heard from spoilers or whatever. Not from like someone who reviewed another spoiler-free review of the movie, someone who watched it at like CinemaCon. So it's also interesting. Now, the age-old question. A couple weeks ago, we asked the question: is the Flash movie going to be so good as Ezra Miller's performance as Barry Allen the Flash? Is it going to be so good that we're all going to forget all the shitty things he's done? And I've come to you with an answer. No, he still did a lot of shitty things. I think he's trying to get better, though. I'm a big believer in forgiveness, but there's like forgiveness. I think forgiveness, I think you should forgive people, but always be weary of trust, because it was like, just because someone forgives you doesn't mean they can still fully trust you, because you can only, you really got to let people, like, it's a really good moral in life for people to say, like, hey, I want to make sure that anyone can trust me, and stuff like that. And you don't want people to lose that trust in you. So you don't want to do that. But he did a great job. He was phenomenal. Because a lot of the time he was acting with himself. And for those of you who don't know, they didn't find a guy who looked just like him and talked just like him and acted just like him. That was Ezra Miller basically played two roles in this movie. Maybe more, maybe less, but for sure two. That was in the trailer. I can tell you that. At least there's two. Maybe there's more. I don't know. No spoilers. But yeah, I don't think we're gonna forget all the shitty things he did. I don't think this is a forgiveness type of situation. I think for the most part, I think Ezra Miller, I think he's got a lot of his PR team is gonna do some work. Supergirl, they added Supergirl. She was in the promo material. So basically, all you knew who was promo material. Zod was coming back. We all knew that. It says Superman's gonna be Supergirl, which if you read the Flashpoint comic, basically, what happened in the comic. I want to say it's either Russia or in Metropolis. Basically, I don't know if it was Russia or Metropolis for actual, but basically in the Flashpoint series, what happens is Barry goes back in time to save his mom, similar to this movie. However, when he gets back to the present, it's because going back in the past, and it's a weird with these DC multiverse or the time travel is if you affect something in the past, it's going to ripple out and change a whole bunch of other things. And what happened with the Flashpoint is when instead of Bruce Wayne's parents getting shot, just Bruce and Martha, only they got shot. So Thomas Wayne survived, and then Thomas Wayne became Batman, but he became kind of a very brutal Batman. Like a very, very brutal. I think he kills, maybe, but I don't know. And, so that's the story, and then a lot of other stuff happens in the story, too. But yeah, I think they made older Bruce Wayne be Michael Keaton. I thought that was really cool. Which is now weird to think if it's like the Michael Keaton universe, like, oh, Zod still attacked in that. And then in the regular Snyderverse, like, Batfleck, like, he really tried to help people a lot in there. But like in this one, he was literally going to be like just sitting at his home, those little fucking, who directed the movie? The Edward Scissorhands. Batman 1989. God damn it. Who am I? Tim Burton. That's it. So, yeah. Tim Burton. A little fucking Tim Burton Batman house, Fuck, he's just going to sit there while fucking Zod destroys the world. You want to get nuts? Let's go to nuts. Shit like that. You also know from the trailer, Michael Keaton was great in the movie, by the way, I think. But I do think Supergirl was really underwhelming. And I feel like a lot of scenes with Supergirl got cut. Supergirl was, but yeah, the Flashpoint, if I ever got back to that. Basically what happened, I want to say it's Metropolis he got sent to. So basically, with the Barry's Ripple in Time, it got, basically instead of landing in Smallville, Kansas on the Kent farm, he kind of landed near Metropolis, and the U.S., the military or whatever, found Superman, and instead of raising him to be a normal boy, they kept him in like a red lit room, to imitate like a red sun, because Superman gets his powers from Earth's sun, because Earth's sun is special somehow for Kryptonians. So yeah, basically like that, and then so there's all like in superhero movie adaptations. I gotta say, The Flash adapting Flashpoint was probably the most accurate in a live action movie to its base material. But there's a lot of changes from the original Flashpoint story. But if you haven't read the Flashpoint story, it's a really good read. I would definitely suggest reading it. All comic books are online now. Like, you just fucking pull it up on your phone or your iPad or whatever. The iPad is so good for comics, It's like buying physical comics is like really the only reason you do that is now for like collecting, because I just feel like even on like your computer or like a physical computer or iPad or phone, like that's just the best way. Like literally, I think my favorite way to read a comic. So yeah, I think though, like we all knew going into this that Ezra Miller was going to play 2 Barry Allens. I think it would be more interesting if they had like Grant Gustin. I think that's the guy who played the Flash on the CW. That like show that I am not interested in whatsoever because I've seen the CGI. I'm like, this show, like seeing the show now. I think it's canceled now, but seeing the show is like, this show has jumped the shark. This show probably jumped the shark very early. Like, there's so many seasons of that show. And I'm like, I'm not interested in watching any of that shit. A lot of the, like those CW DC shows, just like, hey, do you want to make the worst version of this particular medium? Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that on the fucking CW. Jeremiah Watkins, he made a skit. It's if Spider-Man was on the CW. I think he did it with like Jesse Johnson. God, it was so fucking funny. Anyways, though, all we have to say though is IMDb rated this movie 7.4 out of 10. IMDb what am I fucking saying? 67% on Rotten Tomatoes, but the audience score is 86. I would say I probably agree most with the IMDb scores. 7.4, maybe 75%, maybe even 79. I could even give it that. If you're a fan of the Snyderverse, I think you'll enjoy this, and you kind of got to see what actual potential could have happened with the Snyderverse if people didn't fucking hate it from the beginning. It's like, Zack Snyder's directing it. Fuck that. This is going to ruin it. Like, you haven't even seen the fucking movie yet. Like, at least let him make the movie and then say, like, that fucking sucked. You know? Like, people were like, oh, Ben Affleck is going to be Batman. Everyone was like, fuck, he's already the worst Batman. Like, he hasn't even played the role yet. It's 2000. They haven't even made the movie. They haven't even started filming that movie yet. And people were like, he's the worst Batman. I'm like, I think Ben Affleck was a great Batman. Jared Leto's Joker, until we see the Ayer cut, he can be the worst Joker, okay? I think that's fine. But Ben Affleck as Batman, I think he was a pretty good Batman. You know, I really liked Ben Affleck's portrayal as Bruce Wayne, though. I think he's my favorite portrayal of Bruce Wayne. And people are going to be a hater in the comments. But, like, guess what? If you already hate a movie, don't watch it, you know? That's like my feel. Like, if you know you hate this movie, just don't... You're like, I hate that movie. Have you even seen it? No. Like, you're those people. And DC fans really, oh man. Just like Zack Snyder, like, if you understand Zack Snyder's filmmaking and like his art form, like the way he makes his art, like, God, it's so good. But anyways, though, The Flash, what I feel like is the end of the Snyderverse unless, I don't know, unless Aquaman counts, you know. Unless Amber Heard took a big dump on that already. And, we'll see. Anyways, though, go see The Flash. It was fun. I enjoyed it. Please talk to me about it. And all that stuff.
Thank you for watching this clip. Watch it again or watch something else.